Good morning, students. This is my 11th video lecture on the subject data structures and applications. In today's class, I will explain some more applications of stack data structure. In our last class, we mentioned about few applications of stack. Some of the main applications of stacks are useful in implementing recursive function. Stacks are used to convert an arithmetic expression given in infix notation to postfix or prefix format. And a stack is also used for evaluating the arithmetic expression which is given in postfix notation. In our last class, you studied few recursive applications of stack. One recursive function, some of the recursive function we have discussed in the last class are one is factorial function. There, if n equals to 1, we have to return 1, else return n into factorial of n minus 1. The second example is on finding the sum of first n natural number. There also, if n equals to 1, return 1, else return n plus sum of n minus 1. The third example is on Fibonacci series. There, if n equals to 1, return 0. If n equals to 2, return 1. Otherwise, return fib of n minus 1 plus n minus 2, because the next term is obtained by adding previous two terms. And we also discussed about a very famous puzzle in computer science called Tower of Hanoi. So Tower of Hanoi is an application of stack where it is implemented using recursion technique. In today's class, we'll discuss about two more applications of stack. One is how to evaluate an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation using stack. And other one is how to convert an expression given in infix format to postfix format. For these two tasks, we require the applications of stack. At the end of today's class, you will be in a position to understand how stack is useful in evaluating an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation, and also how stack is used for converting an infix expression to equivalent postfix or prefix format. So, what do you mean by, before understanding how to convert an arithmetic expression given in infix notation to postfix, or how to evaluate an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation, first we need to understand what do you mean by infix notation, what do you mean by prefix notation, and what do you mean by a postfix notation. Generally, in our day-to-day life, we are using arithmetic expression in infix format. In an infix notation, operator is present in between the two operands. For example, a plus b. Here the operator is plus. So plus operator is written between the two operands. So such an arithmetic expression, such a notation, we call it as infix notation. The prefix notation, first you have to give the operator, then you have to specify the two operands. Same a plus b. In the prefix notation, I can write it as plus. First the operator is plus, then the two operands are a and b, a plus ab. A prefix notation, we also call it as a Polish notation, because it is invented by a Polish scientist. And if the operator is specified after the two operand, it's called as a postfix notation. A postfix notation is AB plus. The first case, A plus B. Second example, A plus B means it is infix. Plus AB means prefix. AB plus means postfix. A postfix notation or postfix expression, we also call it as a reverse Polish notation. Prefix is Polish and postfix is reverse Polish notation. Next. A stack is such an useful data structure which finds lot of applications in computer science. One application of stack is to implement recursive function. In our last class, we studied several recursive examples. In today's class, I'm going to discuss about another important applications of stack. A stack is used for converting or for evaluating an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation. So your expression will be given in a postfix format. You have to find out what is its equivalent value. So the original expression here, it is given in postfix notation, that you call it as P. Suppose P is an arithmetic expression which is given in postfix notation. Our task is to find the value of that expression. In order to find the value of that expression, definitely we require stack. Why we require stack is used to keep the operand. stack is used to hold the operand. So it's a 3-step algorithm, 3 to 4-step algorithm. We will see how an arithmetic expression given in a postfix notation can be evaluated. The first step, when the moment the arithmetic expression is given to you, you call anyway the arithmetic expression given in a postfix notation, we denote it as a P. So what you do is you put a right parenthesis at the end of the arithmetic expression P. So whatever arithmetic expression is given to you, at the end of the expression, you add a right bracket to indicate when to stop evaluation. Next what you do is then you scan the arithmetic expression P from left side till you reach the right parenthesis. Next, in an arithmetic expression, we know that operands may present, operators may be present. So we have to do something if an operand comes, and we have to do something else if an operator comes. So in the arithmetic expression in the postfix notation, if an operand is encountered, what you do is simply push it onto the stack. So all the operands will be pushed one after the other into the stack. Next, if an operator is encountered, operator could be a plus operator, it could be a minus operator, it could be a star, it could be a slash, or it could be a power. Power is generally in the algorithm is denoted with a caret sign. So there I have mentioned the symbol theta, that is not theta, that is theta that represents any operator. In the place of that theta symbol, a plus can come, minus can come, star can come, slash or power. Next, the first possibility is if an operand is encountered, simply push it onto stack. If an operator is encountered, what you have to do, is you remove the top 2 elements from the stack. So your stack, definitely we know that it's a first in, last out. So when you pop first time, the top element will come, that you call it as N1. Next time, once again you pop, one more element will be removed, so that you call it as N2. So the topmost element that you are popping, you denote it as N1. The next to top element, you denote it as N2. Then what you do is, you apply that operator, whatever operator you come across, you apply that operator between N2 and N1. Suppose the topmost element is 6 and the next topmost element is 4. And the operator that is present is plus, means N1 is 6 and N2 is 4. Then you apply the operator between N2 and N1, means it becomes 4 plus 6. How much it will become? It becomes 10. Then after finding the result of that operator, you push the result back into stack. End if. Then finally, when you finish all these steps, finally your stack will be left with only one value. That will be the value of the arithmetic expression in postfix notation. That's all. So this is the algorithm. I will explain again. On the moment the arithmetic expression is given, it will be in postfix notation. You call it as P. In order to find its value, what you do is first you add a right parenthesis at the end of the expression P. Why you are putting a right parenthesis is, while scanning, somewhere you have to stop now. To know the end where you have to stop scanning, you are adding a right parenthesis. Then in that any arithmetic expression, only 2 possibilities. One is an operand can come and one is an operator can come. Especially in the postfix notation, no bracket will be there. Only operand and operator. If an operand is encountered, what you do is simply push it onto stack. Next, if an operator comes, operator could be any operator. If an operator comes, then what you do is you apply the pop operation twice. First time when you apply, the top element will be removed, that you call it as N1. Once again, you pop the next element, that you call it as N2. Then whatever operator you have come across, that you apply it between N2 and N1. You will get some result. That result, once again, you push it back to stack. Finally, your stock will be left with one value. That will be the value of your arithmetic expression. Finally, set the value equal to the top element of the stack, exit. In order to understand this algorithm, better take one simple example, then we will see how it will work. See, convert the expression 8, 3, 4, star, 5, minus 3, 3, power, minus star. So here you can see the operator is present after the operator. Initially, we have the operand, then some operator, then again operand, etc. So definitely, this expression is a postfix expression. What the first step in that algorithm? The given expression, you call it as P. So P will be 8, 3, 4, star, 5, minus 3, 3, power, minus star. Here, 8, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, they are the operands. And the operators are, first operator is star, then minus, then power, then again minus, then finally star. What the algorithm says? First step is add a right parenthesis at the end of P. So you are putting a right parenthesis at the end of the expression. What's the next step? You can observe here. Second step is scan the P, expression P from where to where? Left to right. And repeat the next three steps. Third step, fourth step. In the third step, it's a case of operand. The fourth step will be the cases of the operator. We'll see whether it's operand or operator. We have to decide. We have to see now. The scan P from left to right. When you scan P from left to right, first symbol you come across is what? 8. The symbol is 8. Is it an operand or operator? It's an operand. If it's an operand, what you have to do? You have to push it onto stack. So you are now initially stack is empty. Now stack contains 8. Then go back. Scan the second symbol. Which is the second symbol? 3. And again it's an operand. So again push it onto stack. When you push 3, 3 will come on the top. So your stack become bottom you will have 3, followed by on the top you have 3. Next go to next symbol. Next symbol is again 4. That is also an operand. Whenever operand comes, what you have to do? You have to push it onto stack. So your stack contains now 8, 3, 4. Next symbol is star. Star is an operator. What you have to do if an operator is encountered? If an operator is encountered, remove the top 2 elements, and where n is the top element and n2 is the next to top element. So here the operator we come across is which one? Star. Remove the top 2 element. When you remove the top element, what is value? N1 becomes 4. And next time you remove the second next element, that becomes 3. Then what is the operator you got? You come across? Encountered is star. So apply that operator between N2 and N1. N2 is how much? 3. N1 is how much? 4. So it becomes 3 into 4. How much? 12. What the algorithm says? After evaluating, push the result back onto stack. So now the result is 3 into 4 is 12. That you put it once again back onto stack. Now your stack contains how much? 8 and 12. 12 will be on the top. Below this one, 8 is there. Next, continue. The next symbol scanned is what? 5. 5 is operand or operator? It's an operand. Push it onto stack. So your stack become 8, 12, followed by 5. Then once again you come across one more operator. Which is operator here? Minus. Whenever operator comes, what you have to do? Pop the top 2 element. Top element you call it as N1. Next to top element you call it as N2. So when you pop the top element, N1 becomes how much? 5. And N2 becomes 12. Apply the minus sign between N2 and N1. So it becomes how much? 12 minus 5. How much? 7. Push it back into stack. So your stack now contains 8, 7. Next symbol is 3. Operand. So it becomes 8, 7, 3. Again, once again, one more 3. So 8, 7, 3, 3. Next symbol is power sign. Power is an operator. Whenever operator comes, what you have to do? Remove the top 2 element. Top element will be N1 and next to top element will be N2. So when you pop it, N1 becomes how much? 3. In this example, N2 is also 3. Then apply the operator between N2 and N1. 3 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 3 is how much? 27. So it becomes, and once again push the result back onto stack. Now your stack contains 8, 7, and the result of 3 to the power of 3 will be 27. So your stack values will be 8, 7, 27. Next symbol is minus. Whenever operator comes, remove the top 2 element, denote as N1 and N2. N1 will be how much now? 20, and N2 will be 7. Apply the minus sign between N2 and N1. 7 minus 27. 7 minus 27 is how much? Minus 20. Push it back to stack. So your now stack contains how much? 8, minus 20. What's the next symbol? Star. Whenever operator comes, remove the top 2 element. Top element will be how much? N1 is how much? Minus 20, and N2 become 8. Then apply star between N2 and N1. 8 star minus 20, how much? Minus 160. After that, last symbol is which one? Right parenthesis. You have to stop. Now, finally, your stack contains the last value of the stack is how much? Minus 60. So that will be the value of this expression given in postfix notation. Understood now? So algorithm is only 3, 4. So algorithm altogether contains how much? How many steps? 7 steps are there. The first step, the expression given, you call it as P. The first step is add a right bracket or right parenthesis at the end of P. Then you make 2 columns. In the one column, you make the symbol scan. Other column, you make it as a stack. Then scan P from left to right. If an operand is encountered, push it onto stack. If an operator is encountered, pop the top two element. Top element you denote it as n1, and next to top element you denote it as n2. Then apply the new operator between n2 and n1. So you evaluate the value of n2 with n1. Then the result of that step you push it back onto stack. So when you finish all the steps, finally your stack, in the last step, your stack will be left with one value. That will be the value of the expression given in postfix notation. So this is one well-known example of stack. It's a famous application of stack. Here, what is the usage of stack? Stacks here, it is used to keep the operands. So in this example, I'm doing both push and pop operation. Push operation is done when operand is encountered. Pop operation is done when operator is encountered. Now, the second next application of stack is, suppose the arithmetic expression given itself is in infix notation. I want to convert that one into a postfix or a prefix. Then again, stack will be useful here. We require stack data structure here. So here, the expression is given in which notation? Generally, postfix notation is denoted as a P. So here, the expression is given in which notation? Infix. That we have to convert it into what? Postfix. So infix expression, you call it as Q. Then postfix expression, you know that it is denoted by P. So our algorithm convert Q into P. First step. Here also we require stack. What you do is, you add a right bracket at the end of the arithmetic expression given in infix notation, and equivalently you put a left bracket, left parenthesis at the beginning of the stack. So push left parenthesis onto stack and add a right parenthesis at the end of Q. Next, scan Q from left to right and repeat step number 3 to 6 for each symbol in Q until the stack becomes empty. Next, in the infix expression, there are 3 to 4 possibilities. One, it could be an operand. Second one, it could be an operator. Third one, it could be a left parenthesis. Fourth one, it could be a right parenthesis. In the case of postfix, we have only two possibilities. One is it is either an operand or it's an operator. But in the normal day-to-day example, in the infix expression, in the expression can contain operand, operator, parenthesis, left parenthesis, right parenthesis, everything. So here, for general expression, input is what? Infix expression. What we are expecting, we have to convert that one into postfix called P. So Q should be converted into P. The first step, what it says that push left parenthesis into the stack and a right parenthesis at the end of Q. Then repeat the next 4 steps, 3, 4, 5, 6 for each symbol in the expression Q. Next, if an operand is encountered, what you have to do? Here, don't push it into stack. Instead of that one, the operand, you add it to P. P is the final result that we want to get it now. Next, if a left parenthesis is encountered, push it onto stack. If an operand is encountered, you are adding it to P straight away. If a left parenthesis is encountered, you are pushing it into stack. But if an operator is encountered, then you have to do these things. Once an operator comes, then what you do is you keep on popping the element which is there in your stack, all the operator in the stack, all the operator which are already there in the stack, whose priority is higher than or equal to the precedence of the new operator. Suppose the operator you come across is star, and already your stack contains a power sign. Then what happens is the precedence of power is more than star. In that case, power should be popped. Anyway, this algorithm will be clear when we take some simple example. So whenever an operator is encountered, repeatedly pop from stack all the operator and add them to P. The priority of that one is higher or equal to the precedence of higher than the precedence of the new operator. Then finally, add the new operator onto stack. So now we have come across, now we have finished two possibilities. If a operand comes, what you have to do? You have to add it to P. If an operator comes, then in that case, repeatedly pop all the operator in the stack, add them equivalently into P. Only those operators whose priority is higher than or equal to the precedence of the new operator. Next, if a right parenthesis is encountered, what you have to do? Repeatedly pop from stack all the symbol and add them to P until a left parenthesis is encountered. Then remove the left parenthesis from the stack. That's all. Okay. Let us consider this example. Expression given is A plus B minus C star within the bracket D slash E close the bracket. Now, how many opening left? How many left parentheses are there? 1, 2, 3. And how many right parentheses are there? 1, 2, 3. So it definitely it's a proper infix expression. So here, what you do? So there is a given expression is Q. We want to get its equivalent for postfix expression called P. What the first step algorithm says? Put a left bracket onto stack. So in this case, you make 3 columns. First column it is symbol. Second column stack, and third column postfix string. That also call it as a P. What you do is put a left parenthesis onto stack and a right parenthesis at the end of the expression. That's why I've added that right parenthesis in the blue color. So now first step is over. Push left parenthesis onto stack and a right parenthesis at the end of Q. I have added right parenthesis at the end of Q. Left. Okay. Next. Scan Q from left to right and repeat the next 3 steps. Step number 3, 4, 5, 6 for each element of Q until the stack becomes empty. First, what the first symbol is there in that expression? The first symbol you come across will be a left parenthesis. If a left parenthesis comes, what you have to do, you check it. If a left parenthesis is encountered, push it onto stack. So here the first symbol is left parenthesis. Stack already has 1 left bracket. So this will also be added. So your symbol scanned is left parenthesis and your stack contains 2 left bracket now. First left, next symbol is A. A is what? A is an operand. If it's an operand, what you have to do? Step number 3. If an operand is encountered, add it to P. Now your P is the last column. P value will be how much? Initially it is empty. Now P becomes A. Next, for the next symbol is plus. If an operator comes, then you check whether stack has already some operator. The priority of that one is more than the plus operator. No, stack does not have any operator. Means simply add the plus new operator plus into stack. So your stack contains now 2 left parentheses plus sign, and the postfix expression contains A. Next, go to the next symbol. Next symbol is again a left parenthesis. If a left parenthesis encounter, what you have to do? Push it onto stack. So the stack contains 2 left bracket plus sign and 1 more left parenthesis. Okay. Next symbol is B. It's an operand. If an operand comes, where you have to do? You have to add it to P. P already has A. Now B is added to that one. That becomes AB. Next, minus sign. If an operator comes, then you check whether stack has already any operator whose precedence is more than or equal to minus, because in that case you have to check the operator which are in front of the parenthesis. In front of the parenthesis, no operator is there. So simply add the minus sign to that one. So your stack becomes now 2 left bracket plus sign, 1 more left parenthesis, minus sign, and the postfix expression will be AB. Next will again comes what? C. C is an operand. So stack is not changing. Stack remains as left parenthesis, plus sign, left parenthesis, minus, and postfix expression becomes ABC. Next one is right parenthesis. If a right parenthesis encounter, what you have to do is repeatedly pop from stack and add them into P until you come across a left parenthesis. Then remove that left parenthesis from the stack. Okay. Next. So if a right parenthesis encountered, what's the first symbol in the stack? Minus, that you add it to post. Next symbol is what? Left bracket. You remove it. So your stack left over with left bracket, left parenthesis, and a plus sign. Next symbol is a star. Star is an operator. So what you have to do? It's an operator. Just okay. Already your stack has plus. The precedence of plus is higher. The precedence of star is higher. The precedence of star is higher. In that case, don't do any changes. You simply add star into stack only. So your stack becomes left bracket plus star. Postfix will be ABC minus only. Okay. Next symbol is once again a left parenthesis. Whenever left parenthesis encountered, push it into stack. So your stack becomes left parenthesis, plus sign, star, left parenthesis. Next symbol is D. It's an operand. Add it to P. So it becomes what? ABC minus D. Next one is slash. Slash is an operator, but in front of the left parenthesis, no operators are there. In that case, simply add slash to stack only. So the stack become left parenthesis, plus sign, star, left parenthesis, slash. That will be remain same as ABC minus D. Next symbol is E. E is an operand, add there. So stack is not altered. Stack will be left parenthesis, plus sign, star, left parenthesis, slash, and that will become ABC minus D. E, D, E. Next one is a right bracket, right parenthesis. Whenever right parenthesis comes, what you have to do? Repeatedly pop from stack and add them to P and remove the left bracket from stack. Okay. First symbol that will be there is slash that you added there. Next symbol is a left bracket. You remove it. So your stack is left over with left parenthesis, plus sign, star. And stack will be ABC minus DE slash. Next symbol is one. Once again, one more left parenthesis. One more left parenthesis comes. First star is popped, then plus is popped. So it becomes ABC minus DE slash star plus. And your stack is left over with only one left bracket. And the last symbol in P is a rightmost parenthesis, which is there in the blue color. So whenever a right bracket comes, what you have to do? Then remove all the symbols from the stack and add them to P and remove the left bracket. No symbols are there. Means simply remove the left bracket. Your stack becomes what? Now it becomes empty. Your algorithm is terminated. So last value in the postfix string ABC minus DE slash star plus will be the equivalent postfix expression for the expression given in the top. So this is how an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation can be converted into, given in infix notation can be converted into postfix. So in today's class, we have learned two different applications of stack. One is given an expression in postfix notation, we have to find its value. So in that case, you make two column table. First column, which are the symbols scanned, and the second column, you label it as a stack. Then what's the first step? What the first step says is when the expression P, you add a right bracket at the end of P. Then scan the symbols in P from left to right. If it's an operand, then what you have to do? You have to push it onto stack. If an operator comes, whenever operator comes, pop the top two element. The top element you call it as N1 and next to top element you call it as N2. Then apply that operator between these two, between N2 and N1, you'll get some result that you push it back onto stack only. So this you have to repeat till the right parenthesis is encountered. So when you finish this one, your stack will be left with only one value. That will be the value of your expression in postfix notation. That's very simple algorithm. But the second application of stack is also used for converting an arithmetic expression given in infix notation to postfix notation. But here you have to, the original expression given in infix notation, you call it as Q. And we have to get the equivalent expression called P. What you do here, you make a table of three columns. First column, symbols you are scanning one by one. Next column, the content of stack. And the last column is P or postfix string. The first step is push left parenthesis onto stack and equivalently add a right parenthesis at the end of Q. Now, first step is scan the symbol in Q from left to right and repeat the next step. If an operand is encountered, add it to P. If a left parenthesis is encountered, push it onto stack. If an operator is encountered, then what you have to do is you check whether any operator is there already there in the stack whose priority or precedence is higher than the new operator. If it is so, then pop them one by one and add them to P and push the new operator into stack. Next. If a right parenthesis is encountered, then what you have to do is repeatedly pop from stack all the symbols one by one and add them into P and equivalently remove the left bracket from the stack. So when you finish, then this steps has to be repeated for every symbol in the given expression infix. So when you finish this one, finally you have to repeat all these steps till the stack becomes empty. Once the stack becomes empty, you will have your equivalent postfix expression. Okay, students, in today's class, I explained only two major algorithms, which are the applications of stack. One is converting an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation to converting expression given in infix notation to postfix, and the second one is evaluating the value of the arithmetic expression given in postfix notation. And in both the cases, stacks are used. In the first case, in converting an arithmetic expression from infix to postfix, stacks are used for keeping what? Stacks are used for keeping a left bracket, left parenthesis, and operator. In the case of evaluating an arithmetic expression given in postfix notation, stack is used for keeping operand. Some of the review questions based on today's class will be: define infix, postfix, and prefix expression. Write the postfix equivalent of that expression. How stack is useful in converting infix to postfix expression. Write the precedence of arithmetic operator. Some 2 mark questions. Some of the long answer question is: how stack is useful in conversion of infix to postfix expression. Write an algorithm to evaluate a postfix expression. Write an algorithm to convert infix expression to postfix. Illustrate with an example evaluation of postfix expression, and illustrate with an example conversion of infix to postfix. So all these questions you can easily answer after attending the video or after if you have attended the classes. Next, let's check our level of understanding of what I taught in today's class through some multiple choice question. Postfix expression is also known as reverse polish, both A and B, neither A nor B. So prefix expression is polish actually. Postfix expression is reverse polish. So A. In infix to postfix conversion, stack is useful for what? In the case of infix to postfix conversion, we are using stack to keep what? Holding operand, holding operator, right parenthesis, all of them. The correct answer is operand and left parenthesis. But here left parenthesis not given me. The correct answer is B. Postfix expression does not have parenthesis, operator, operand. So only in the postfix expression, we have only operand and operator, no parenthesis. The correct answer is A. Operator with highest precedence is power. C. Operator with equal precedence as power. Actually, there are no operator whose precedence is higher than power. At least an operator whose precedence is equal to power is another power only. So no operator will have the power because highest precedence is power. Next one is star and slash. Next level is plus and minus. So plus equivalent operator is minus. For star, the equivalent precedence operator is slash. Whereas for power, no such equivalent, no operator is there with equal precedence. So no power is there means the correct answer is none of this. Okay, students. With this, I'll wind up today's class. I will take some more examples of infix expression to postfix conversion and also evaluation of arithmetic expression given in postfix notation so that you can understand the algorithms very clearly. So in the next class, I will continue with some more examples of these two algorithms. Thank you.